Hello and welcome. How are you today? It's Debs here with a little something to share with you. I was talking to a lady a few days ago and she was talking about getting closure. She was talking about a situation that she was in and it felt like something was open-ended, and until she had some sort of finishing, something happened that in her head would finish that situation, she couldn't get past it and get over it. And I was talking to someone else who was talking about a similar thing but in a quite different way. Something had gone on in her life, and a relationship that she had with a relative was being really affected by this, and she was holding on to the belief that this relative needed to apologise and do something different. And in both of these situations, what I really saw was that the person that was speaking didn't need closure, didn't need an apology, didn't need anything to think differently about this situation, to think differently about what had happened and what had gone on, and to move on with life in a happy, healthy way, to create a new relationship, to create a better relationship with this relative, with this one lady, and for the other person to move on without having anything different happening. Because when we begin to understand that our lives are created by the thoughts that we believe to be real and true. When I came across the 3 principles that were spoken about by a man named Sydney Banks, his huge revelation, his huge insight that had entirely changed his life had come about when someone had said something to him along the lines of, "You are not insecure, you just think you are." And in that moment, or my belief, my understanding of this is that he saw the truth in that he had been holding on to this idea, this thought, this belief that he was insecure, and it was affecting everything. It was affecting how he showed up in life. And in that moment, he saw it was not only that thought, but it was tons and tons of other beliefs, thoughts that he held to be true about himself that were holding him back. And in my experience, since I have been on my spiritual journey and I have learned about Sydney Banks's insight, and I have learned about a lady called Byron Katie. Byron Katie helps you question the thoughts that you believe to be true, to see them for what they truly are and how they hold you in a prison of unhappiness. And many other spiritual teachers that I have listened to and heard and seen again and again and again. Once we begin to realise that our lives and who we are is created by the thoughts that we believe to be true. And when we begin to question those thoughts, when we begin to see through them, we begin to see that we don't need to hold on to them. We don't need to take them as true. And once we realize, the thought I need closure about this is the thought that I don't need closure with this is equally true. Both of those thoughts, you can choose which one to believe and which one to act from. And what I see in this is when we follow our good feeling, when we do what makes us feel good, which makes us feel free, which helps us to move forward in our life, that is the most helpful thing that we can do. And so, if we feel we need an apology from someone, or we need closure, or we need someone to act in a different way, the opposite thought to that is equally true, that I don't need this person to be different. I don't need an apology. I don't need anything to be different in my life. And when we see these 2 thoughts together side by side, and we look at which thought gives us peace and freedom, which thought helps us move forward with a clear mind, and deliberately choose to put our attention onto that thought, then we get freedom. Then we are free of whatever it was that was holding us back. And that freedom is amazing. It opens our minds to seeing life in a completely different way and living life in an entirely different way. So I hope there's been something useful in that video. It would be great to have your comments. Please feel free to drop comments. Ask me if there's any videos you want to make. If I can do that, I absolutely will. And it would be great to have you at our conference that we're running in March of this year, March 2023. And it would also be great to have you join us if you are ready to spend a few minutes every day moving in the direction of your dreams. I would love you to join me for 365 days of cracking creation, where I'm looking and diving deeply at how conscious creation works and how we can create a life we love. Have a great day, and I will be back soon. Take care. Lots of love.